Hello everybody and welcome back to another Warhorn walkthrough. Today we are going to journey to the jungle island and we are going to complete the part of the puzzle that is there. To get there, I traveled down to the fisherman's camp where there's a boat icon and we are going to pay the boat to take us to the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. For this part of the story, I really recommend you have your best armor and best weapons equipped. I am level 20 to do this, so maybe this will be some kind of gauge as to how difficult things will be for you. So the first thing you'll find if you take a peek around the camp is that there's a scroll here that says pyramid. Before I go farther into the jungle, I should prepare a little bit. A few potions should be enough, then I can go deeper to look for the pyramid. So we find out that there's another pyramid we need to find and that you should bring some potions with you. I have definitely brought enough potions with me, and I also have quite a few runes with me that'll help along the way. So now we talk to this man. You see that you can get your basics here. You can pick up a map, which I'm going to do. It says we already have that map, but once again it's a bug. And you can get heal potions here, you can get torches, clean water, raw venison to cook if you need. So basically this is going to be your base camp. Now this new map that we have is right here. And we start the game right up here. So our camp is right here. You'll notice there are 3 locations that have red X's on the map, and that will become important as we explore the island. So, since we're close to one of these red X's, I'm just going to go ahead and make our way there. And you'll find that we come across one of these places on the map with flower patterns drawn like so. So this one has 3 lines on each side of flowers. Just keep that in mind for later. And of course it's a graveyard, so it has a lot of skeletons. Alright, health room. And you'll notice in the graveyard that there are symbols on the ground. And you should probably take note of those symbols. Each save might be different for this puzzle as far as the order of things. So for the sake of this, I'm just gonna say that the 3-lined puzzle has, let's see, what can we call this? A man with an earring, because that looks like an earring to me. A bird with a crown. So we have a man with an earring, a bird with a crown, and a bug that looks like a corn husk. And we have 2 chalice-like structures in it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to continue, we're going to go down this path by the lake, and we are going to make our way to this big pyramid, which is what we're supposed to find according to the note. Now this is a jungle, so you are bound to find a ton of insects in here. There's praying mantises, there's ants, and spiders, of course. And just like the desert puzzle, there's no way to mark where you are on the map, so you kind of have to keep track of where you are yourself. So I kind of try and dodge having to fight with any of the creatures here, because they'll just put a drain on your resources and you'll have to spend a lot of money back at the base camp stocking up again. So anyway, we are just going to climb up to the top of this pyramid. And we find an interesting insert in the ground, and you can also hear skeletons. So we're going to read the scroll. Key to the pyramid. It seems that I won't be able to enter the pyramid without a key. Pieces of the key should be somewhere on this island. I had a map that marked where key fragments should be, but bandits stole my things. They probably have a camp nearby. At least I remember a few places. So as you play through this part of the story, you'll realize that that note is a little bit misleading. We have one of the pyramid pieces right here. Maybe a bandit stole it and brought it back here. As we can see, the other places where pieces should be are here, marked on the map, right? These X's. But what I want to do first is head down to this tower that you can see in the distance, because that'll provide some additional story information. Alright, so we're going to cross this bridge. Oh man, there's a mantis that's going to come after us. I don't think they can go upstairs, so if you need to escape these creatures, just make your way upstairs. I'm going to pop that. Alright, so this building has a scroll for us. It reads the bite. Something bit me. I feel very sick. I have to leave the island as fast as I can. I have to find the nearest place where people live so they can try and help me. So we discover that the author of all of these mysterious notes has been bitten, unfortunately. We know we have to be careful with insects. As far as I know, none of these particular insects poison you. Still looking for what on this island could have poisoned him. Anyway, we're off to find the next puzzle piece. And regardless of these red X's, we're just going to head to the question marks across from the pyramid on the map. Alright, so here we are. Across the way from the pyramid, you will find these little looped archways that you can head through. But ultimately, we come to this puzzle with a floating puzzle piece. So the aim is to get these totems to line up correctly so that they will drop the puzzle piece. Now remember the pattern of flowers that we saw in the graveyard? It was 3 lines with 2 chalices, which are those blue marks. So we know that this totem should contain, where was it? This bird, this, and then the man with the earring, which is that. So that was correct. So we've gotten that part of the puzzle correctly. What we need to do now is we need to visit the other 2 locations in order to figure out the proper placement of these totems. So I'm gonna go and run to this location right now. And we find our second grave site. I think I've got an insect following me. Maybe not. Okay. So we notice that the flower pattern in front of this gravesite is 2 arrows pointing inwards at each other. And how many chalices are here? 3. So we're just gonna kill the skeletons quickly. Whoops, we missed. And again. Alright, so that was all the skeletons, and yep, 1, 2, 3 chalices. The stones that we're looking for that we see here, the first one is the corn husk insect thing. The second will be a spiral bird. We'll call it a spiral bird. And the third, oh man, what is that even? We'll call the third a rope eye, I guess. We will head over to this marker, which is all the way at the bottom of the island. Another tip, if you want to avoid all of the insects, is to stick to the beach line, because they don't spawn down there and you can just skirt the island and head inwards. Alright, this is just another quick bit of lore involving the Warhorn. If you come to this bridge right here and cross it, you will find this ominous looking skeleton cave. And if you enter, you see that we find another little etching on the wall or painting on the wall of what looks like a skeleton coming through the rift, this time instead of a night hunter. I can't tell what those little spikes are, if those are crystals or if maybe those are obelisks hinting at the desert. I'm not sure. But if we look here, there's also a map that I'm fairly certain we have already learned. Yeah, we've already learned that. So if you want to find the jungle map before actually having to buy it, come to this location. So continuing on. Alright, we have arrived at the third graveyard. Strangely enough, there are no skeletons here. This third graveyard is located here, and if you don't have a map, it's easily found by skirting the island and finding the camp opposite the camp you arrived. And then you just go inland a tiny bit. So here, the flowers, where are the flowers? Let's see. Okay, the flowers here are shaped in circles. So 2 circles with 1 chalice. And the boards that we can find here are bird with a crown, fish bird, and finally another rope eye. Alright, so that is all we need to complete the totem puzzle, so now we just head back to the totem, which is right here on the map across from the pyramid, and we'll finish it and get that puzzle piece. It does reset after a certain amount of time, so it's good to collect all of the information first before you do this. So here we have the flowers that were pointing inwards with 3 chalices, which means we need the rope eye, so that's already there. The corn husk and the spiral bird, which I thought was that. This. Huh. This is interesting. That it's not working. Okay. Let's try this one first, because this worked the first time. So this was Earring Man, corn husk, and bird with a crown. So I'm not entirely sure why this isn't working. Huh. Well, at least I showed you the idea behind the puzzle. Now I guess I'm just going to try and work this out. Okay, so that worked for some reason. That was the bird with the crown, the fish bird, and the rope eye. So that was correct, because this was the 2 flowers and the 1 chalice. So that did work out. Now we'll head, let's try this one again, to the rows of flowers. I'm just gonna troubleshoot here and see what the possible answer is. Oh, we just missed it. Okay, this is the solution that the game is telling me. That was not the solution that we visited at the graveyard, so maybe you guys can try plugging this in and see if it works. Maybe your graveyards show different symbols, but I'm definitely going to mention this one to the devs. Next we go back to our little greater than, less than signs, and we'll try this again. Rope eye, corn husk, insect, and spiral bird. So that's not working, so I'm just going to go ahead and do what I did with the other totem and flip through all of the options. Alright, and this is what lights up for this totem, the earring man, the fish bird, and the bird with a crown, which is really interesting because that also wasn't any of what we saw at any of the graveyards. So now we see that the puzzle piece has dropped, or the pyramid piece has dropped, and now we can go and put it back in the pyramid where it belongs and hopefully get in there. If we put the second piece in, we notice that the pyramid opens for us, and puzzle piece spawns back again where it shouldn't, but anyway. So I'm gonna step on this, although I'm kind of afraid to. Okay, it closes it. This is also a dungeon with lots of traps. I highly recommend you take plenty of things to heal with, eat and drink, because this is going to be a pretty heavy combat dungeon, as you will soon see. Alright, so take note of the water. Here you can get your fill. Alright, so here we see that we have, it's kind of funny, you can actually open the chest from the outside, and if you look really closely in here, you see that there's a key on the crate there. So this opens that, and then you can go in and get the key. Push this to get out. Just don't forget to pick up that key. Alright, now, this is a trap. Don't walk on that. The traps will kill you instantly, by the way. So you gotta be very careful. Alright, this is a mage skeleton who clearly can't aim. All the better for us, right? Okay, so once again, do not step on that pressure plate. I'm gonna take the coin bag. There are potions that you can pick up here, which is pretty convenient. You're gonna need them. So avoiding the pressure plate, we open the door because we have the key. And we journey in a little deeper. There should be some jewelry here. Oh, maybe not. Alright, there should be a skeleton around this corner. Yes, there is, so... And the wizards don't have very good aim. Oop, you got us that time. Alright, and we already saw another skeleton around the other corner, so I'm just gonna go ahead and attack him. Something else to watch out for in here is if you do decide to kite mobs, you could run backwards and trigger a trap, which has also happened to me. So be careful with that. This is interesting. As far as I know, there's nothing important in there. I've gone down there in past saves and found nothing. So we have another few skeletons. Okay. I do have a healing rune, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use that really quickly. I don't want to use all of it though. I want to save it for a little later. Okay, we also have spiders, which I forgot about. I think my bow's aim is off. Oh, why can't I? This is weird. Alright. Okay. Skeleton. Okay, so I'm not sure why the skeleton's running away. Hello? I guess we'll just... I think he's trying to bait me to walk over the trap. Where's he going? Okay, well, you know what? That's that then. Oh, he's coming back. Alright, well anyway. You can loot this. Be very careful of the traps. Because if you do die here, it's going to take you quite a bit of time to get back. You may not even get back in time to loot all your stuff. Alright. Bracelet, some coins. Oh, look who's back. Really? Alright. Skeleton down. Oh, magic shield 3. Okay. Alright. Be careful not to rush straight to that light because as you can see there's a trap in front of us. Oh, this room. You can go in here if you think that that is a good idea, but this is where I was killed in a trap trying to get back there. I don't believe it's necessary for the dungeon, so unless you're feeling pretty good about not triggering the trap, I would suggest just avoiding that for now. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. So once again, don't step on the hot plate, the pressure plate. And we have another skeleton. Okay, new level. Alright, do the speed. Then we're gonna head to the right here. You can open this. Ooh, Fireball Rune 3. So that's definitely worth it to come and get the Fireball Rune 3. But the way is blocked. So we're gonna head back to the left. Where we will fight a few more skeletons. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the Fireball Rune. Basically, just point and shoot. So that's that. Okay. Through this door, there should be a skeleton hiding in here somewhere. I hear the skeleton. Oh, ow. Stop. How annoying, okay. So the mages now kite you. The mage skeletons will now try and kite you, which is kind of interesting. Alright, and here we see that there's a sword and a stone, as well as some spikes. Obviously, we don't want to deal with those spikes, so it's still a bit of a mystery to find out how to get to the sword and the stone. For the purpose of this walkthrough, I'm just going to show how we get to the end. I was kind of hoping that maybe there's a way to get to that sword and stone. I would love to see what's down there. Maybe there's a way to get there if we keep on. Anyway, the way you get across here is just by jumping across. So get a good running start and just jump straight over. Ladder to nowhere. Let's see what is down and to the right. Okay, this is Woo! Okay, so there are two wizards. Two wizards in here. So I'm just gonna go in and attack. I've noticed in this dungeon that a lot of the combat animations are buggy. So anyway, in here you'll get coins. I was hoping that there would be a lever you can pull in here to get across the big spikes, but there isn't. So anyway, if we continue heading downwards, pick up the coin bag, find the little skeleton. Who can't go through the door. So we cheesed him a little bit. We find another skeleton. Oh goodness. Alright. We have another room here. And now we have more skeletons to get through. So, we all see what's ahead, right? We see our skeleton dragon boss. So I'm gonna save the game here because I'm on a single player server and I can save. I'm happy I have my healing rune. Alright, let's see here. There he is. And we see our prize on the other side. So... okay. So he shoots... so we have a magic shield, but... let's see what happens if we just attack him. Oh, we never activated the double health potion, did we? Well, there we go, now we did. Oh yeah, we got this. Demon skeleton. Our sword is about to run out of durability soon. So, I guess what I can say about this guy is to fight him at close. Fight him at close range. Because, I think if you're at a distance, he will shoot his fireball at ya, and that kind of hurts. So, we got a what is this? Fire sword, fireball rune, rank 3, a ton of coins, and a ton of crystals, which I'll happily take. So, that's that boss down. Where am I going? Let's head into the final room, and I'm looking for switches here. Anything to activate that last spike area. Anyway, we have our weird note, and we have the Warhorn, looks like when it's blown, starting to open a portal. As a reward, we get gold pants. What is that noise? You hear that, right? What does that mean? Alright guys, well that was the walkthrough to the Jungle Pyramid and Jungle Dungeon. I'm definitely going to look more into how we get across that spike trap there, and if I find anything out about that, I will definitely do an updated video with how I got over there and how I found it. So I trust that helps, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next one, where we head over to the Frozen Island and take on that puzzle.